Kevin Harlan alongside. Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And joining us from the sidelines is David Aldridge. Today's game continues this Los Angeles Clippers homestand.
Yeah, fourth and final matchup on the season, guys. And coming into this one, having won 2 of the first 3, there's the confidence there. The question is whether or not they can pull off the win tonight.
Well, it's a point of pride now. When you've got an opportunity to win a season series, you've got to take it.
So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board. High post, Nurkic. Giannis outside. Lock at 6. On the arc. Utah with the rebound. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. And that's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time. Now here's Morant. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production.
Yeah, really nice finish there with contact. Morant with great body control.
Here's Giannis. Following the basket by John Morant. George with the bucket.
Yeah, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Now here's Morant. And it's continuous. Caldwell Pope with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Here's Morant. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Greg, with how explosive John Morant is, he has certainly taken his fair share of awkward falls.
And that's what worries you with guys like that. He's already had a number of injuries in his young career, but we all just want to see him at full health.
A nice shot by George.
Calm and cool from distance. George really confident from beyond.
Morant gaining the floor. Nurkic with the block. And he recovers it. Shot clock at 5. Second shot opportunity. And John Morant gets the 3. Morant's got 8. A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Well, a bit ago, Jerron Lou and I were able to chat. Well, of course, they're concerned about the dynamic John Morant. Coach told me the plan is simple. Make things as hard as they can on Ja on both ends of the floor. Make him work on defense, and by crunch time, maybe we can tire him just a little bit. Back to you guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Misses Malone. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. Los Angeles shooting their first foul shooter of the game.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
Now here's Young. One of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game.
And you love watching Giannis operate inside. So assertive and forceful.
Here's Sexton to the wing right side. Morant outside. Shea in the corner. Good. And a nice assist from Morant.
Well, Morant knows his teammates rely on him to find them. Terrific pass right there.
Over to the left wing. Nobody in Nurkic. That three off the mark. Utah leading by 3. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, deflections are a stat that a lot of teams track, disrupting the offense's rhythm and flow.
Now here's Morant. 8 points for him. Starts with the steal. Outside, out of the Kumbo. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
Shots are certainly falling for him here in the early stages.
Pass to Sexton. Out to Thompson. A three-pointer off the mark.
Well, this was his shot to miss, honestly. Poor coverage, good setup, just couldn't knock it down.
Defenses beware. You have to close out hard on KCP and disrupt his rhythm.
And here's Morant. Following the three-pointer from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. On the wing, Thompson. Back to Morant. 6 to shoot. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
And there's the call on Amen Thompson. That is his first foul of the game. 32 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Pass to Nurkic. Lets it go with the 3. Good, and the assist goes beyond.
Nurkic doesn't take a lot of bad shots, so when he decides to pull up off the dribble, you know he's feeling it.
Morant outside. Weber outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Sexton for 3. And so, both teams trade opponents as we enter the first quarter. Clippers lead by 3. And
the Jazz, 13.
And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. Scoring breakdown for the Clippers.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And I also like how they've trusted one another with the rock, creating shots by keeping the ball moving.
And it's Thompson with the ball. He'll bring it up for Utah. It's a 3-point game. Weber hits the bucket. And Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
Here's Riley. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. At this point in his career, Paul George says he's in bully mode. He said, every night I'm on the floor, I'm there to dominate. Whether it's being more physical or being right at whoever I got to go at, you're going to feel me. I'm having that approach every time. I'm there to destroy you. Kevin?
Wow. I love it, though, D.A. Got to admit it. Awful powerful. Thank you. Out to the right wing. Screen by Wiggins. Here is Riley. Still without a basket. Misi. And he dumps it down.
Oh, and he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open. You know, Greg, thinking back to the glory days in Utah, they went to back-to-back finals in 97 and 98.
Unfortunately, though, Kevin, that Stockton Malone era, they just couldn't overcome the dynastic Bulls. The Jazz still searching for that first NBA title.
Kicks it out to Wiggins. For the three. Nailed from three-point land. And it's a 6-point Clipper lead.
So those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triple.
It's to Riziche. They get a hand on it. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Inside. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone. And then Johnson with the dunk.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Well, as a coach, turnovers will drive you nuts, but sometimes that happens when you're aggressive. So there's a balance.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Weber a screen. Here's Riziche. He clanks that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Riziche's got 5.
Well, that's probably not the shot they were looking for, but hey, when it goes in, everybody's happy.
It's tipped.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Thompson from long range. It's good from long range. Now just a 2-point Clipper lead.
Defensively, you have to live with Thompson making those, because if you get up too close at the arc, Ahmed will blow right by you.
Here's Misi. Just 5 to shoot. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Utah basketball. Substitution on the court.
Greg, their offensive approach has been rock solid here.
And they're finding the weak spots in the knee and attacking it.
Well, no one gets to the hole better than Ja. His first step is unreal.
And here's George for 3. Rebounded by the Jazz.
Well, so far, he hasn't had the same luck from deep in this quarter.
Richardson, good.
3 points.
Well, it's a 3-point shooting lead. Guys like him are so important for spacing.
Back to George. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. George has got it all tied up now for Los Angeles. Johnson outside. Pass to Richardson. Back to Johnson. And a slam dunk by Johnson.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. At the elbow, Nurkic. John starts on the wing. Back to Caldwell Pope. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Going to the rack with energy after the be afraid to come home.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Antetokounmpo looking it over. Giannis pulling it down.
So strong. Giannis has really added some bulk since entering the league. Helps him absorb the contact.
Morant with it. Now guarded by Nurkic. Back to Morant. Kicks it out to Richardson. Shot clock at 6. It's Richardson on the wing. Good. And a nice assist from Morant. Richardson's got 5 points so far. You can see, and Coach, you can feel John Morant's star power, and his presence on the floor is such a factor. It affects the game.
Yeah, it sure does. And it even affects the energy in the building. His play is so dynamic, athletic, energetic. I mean, you can't sit and watch a Ja game. He's going to get you on your feet.
He is one of a kind for sure. Richardson gets a wide open look. Bangs home the trifecta. Richardson's got 5 points now this quarter.
Matching baskets from the perimeter and earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Rebounded by the Jazz.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Here's Los Angeles now. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Inside. Antetokounmpo. Automatic.
And making 3 of their first 4 shots in this half is a strong start. Now it's about growing that momentum.
It's Richardson on the wing. Now here's Morant. He's got 12. They set the pick. With the drive. And then Morant slams it in.
Yeah, Morant's got to get himself in that dunk contest. I mean, look at that.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Clippers are intent on winning big. Coach Tyronn Lue said half of it is great talent, and I think half of it is execution. When you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. We got to be 100% execution with our talent. That makes for a dangerous team. Kevin?
Very dangerous. All right, David.
Everything Morant does is electric. He causes so many problems with his movement.
And it's Donovan Clingan with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. We see coaches stand willing to pay fines for complaining about the officiating. I'm having a hard time thinking if you ever did that. I'm going back in my Rolodex here. Did you? Did you ever do that, Coach?
I mean, Kevin, I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars of fines in the NBA. My wife was not real happy about that at one point, reminding me early on that we had 4 kids we were going to try to put through college. But she told me one year I just gave away 2 college educations.
Oh, goodness. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Sinks the three-pointer. Abaji's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Guys, what a back-and-forth game this has been.
And that's already resulted in 7 lead changes.
And here's Morant. 18 points for him. To the right side. Driving the lane. And he converts the layup. And the Jazz lead by 1.
And they're beginning to just flat-out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Shoots the 3. Rebounded by the Jazz. There's 37 seconds left to play in the third. Back to Sexton. Misses the 3. It's been a nice stretch for them offensively.
I mean, the communication's great. The movement's been really good. This is solid team basketball.
Morant with it. And finished off by Morant.
Well, this is one of those nights where Morant just decided to take over.
Wiggins surveying the floor. And the foul on Andrew Wiggins. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Both teams will make substitutions. And Will Hardy is called timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. And the Clippers making a change here. 8 seconds left to play in the third. And here's Richardson outside. The shot, no good. And as we conclude the first quarter, what a game. Neither team giving ground. Utah out in front, up 3.
44.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Here's Thompson. He takes it in, and Thompson throws it down.
Tenacious on the attack. Thompson is fantastic at finding lanes to the basket.
Outside, George. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Back to George. Find the shoot. To the paint. Here's Caldwell Pope. To the wing on the left. Back to Johnson. Pass to Weber. Here's Sexton. Another shot. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. So Colin Sexton is 6'3". He has the frame of a point guard, clearly. But damn, his team is putting up points, and he can do it in a hurry.
Yeah, and Kevin, look, he's done it pretty efficiently in recent years. We have a lot of point guards in the league who are primarily scorers. And Sexton, though, you've also got to give him credit. He's made great strides as a playmaker.
He has indeed. Johnson surveying the floor. Outside for Sexton. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. And that one, good.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Screen by Nurkic. And here's George for 3. The rebound by Chris Webber. Utah leading by 9. Antetokounmpo. That's a 2-pointer. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Contact just doesn't matter against Giannis. And once he's inside, he is not to be stopped.
Here's Sexton. And Utah turns it over again.
Well, it shows you how crucial communication is. They clearly weren't on the same page there.
And so Giannis will bring it up for the Clippers. Starks outside. Launches from deep. Offensive rebound. Pass to Nurkic. Screen by Nurkic. And here's George for 3. Thompson with the rebound.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Weber outside. Now Johnson. Five on the clock. Weber a screen. Outside for Sexton. Pass to Thompson. Weber outside. Antetokounmpo with the steal. 1:56 left here in the fourth quarter. And a lot of contact on the one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Thompson.
Man, with that skill set at 6'11", Giannis might be the toughest guard in the league.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And great work at the line there to chip away at the lead. A few more productive trips here, and things could really get interesting.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. And it's Thompson with the jam.
And he's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
Outside, Antetokounmpo. From past the arc. Rebounded by the Jazz.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Here's Morant. And Morant throws it down.
Yeah, there have been very few players at 6'2" who've played above the rim like Morant.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. He's picked up by Morant. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Jazz.
Well, you've got to like that they're not settling. They're attacking the defense on the drive and creating great looks.
And all game long, they work the ball inside. It's really worked well for them offensively.
Johnson outside. 43 seconds left in the game. Out to Thompson. From deep. That's in, coming off the assist from Johnson. Thompson's got the lead up to 10 now for the Jazz.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Yeah, this run has poured a bucket of water on any ember of a potential comeback.
Back to Johnson. Paul George with the steal.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this time. It's over.
Yeah, time is not on their side. The score is not on their side. Nothing you can do.
Maybe the most highly skilled big man in our league. Giannis is also one of the most frequently fouled bigs in our game.
We see the Jazz get the win here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily